You're a Christian?
I believe this is total murder, if that's what you're asking me.
This is right here.
Yeah, I believe life is life, man. It begins when you
I was going to give you one of those.
when you decide to do the deed and you get pregnant. That's life, man. That's the way it is.
Here is a documentary. It's on Vimeo. It costs a little bit to rent it or buy it.
That's okay.
This will totally open your eyes as to what it means to be a Christian in this culture of death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we have to demand equal justice for these babies.
Right.
And a lot of times the pro-life movement kind of settles for a little bit less.
No, not kind of. They do.
They do.
They absolutely do.
Well, I've noticed that the churches are even okaying this now. So
yeah, they are.
Oh, they've been.
You'll love that documentary.
The literature I just gave you. You're welcome to look at it real quick or later. It, the other one.
This one.
This explains why here in Oklahoma, but at pretty much every state, why here in Oklahoma child sacrifice continues to happen. It happens.
Well, when your government's doing things they shouldn't be doing with other women and they're okaying it, you know what I mean? Come on.
Do you know what's happened at the Capitol with the bills that would abolish abortion?
No.
Okay. Well, going back to the year 2016, the bill that would abolish abortion totally, treated as murder, was first introduced. It was the first time in this nation that it was introduced. And every year from 2016 to this year, it's been killed. Do you know by who it's been killed by? Pro-life, church-going Republicans. Every single time.
We have a Republican governor, Republican lieutenant governor, a great majority.
And they're the ones that's killing the bill.
They're the ones that's killing the bill. A super majority in our state, Senate, and House. And when we go down there on, we call it Abolition Day, to rally for these bills, we don't even have to face opposition from the pro-choicers. They know that these bills are going to get killed by our people, supposedly.
They know the work's already, the opposition's already there, the pro-life Republicans that refuse to abolish abortion. So like, in 50 states, the one state where it should be the easiest, because I've been told this is the most pro-life state in the country. I'm a traveling street preacher, I'm not from here, but that's what I've been told. This should be the easiest place to abolish abortion.
Right.
But it's not, because you have pro-life Republicans that refuse to abolish abortion. And
that's like an oxymoron.
Let me say that real quick. The literature I just gave you. I'm going to point something out to you in that.
This one here.
It is. Well, this is an oxymoron. It's an oxymoron. That's why I explain it to Christians, because it doesn't make sense. Right here. This will give you an idea of what they're doing. Governor Kevin Stitt, and that will tell you real quick give you a nutshell of what's going on. There's more to it, but
so I could actually make a phone call to my
it actually has that call in the back of this literature to call them.
I'm sorry, we walk around with pictures like that, but I can't look at them. It just makes me sick. It makes me sick.
No, they should.
Well, it should make us all sick. So sick that we want to end it. But that's you should, what's your name?
Susie.
Nicholas.
How you doing?
Susie.
I'm Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
That's why I tell Christians, because Christians that we should want to end abortion, not just regulate it, not regulate it, but abolish it. And in order to do that, we need to know why. We need to know who's standing in the way.
Right.
It's not the pro-abortion Democrats. Well, what we need to get rid of is the pro-life Republicans who refuse to abolish abortion. Not just here in Oklahoma, it's in Texas.
Then is it a money thing? What is it?
It's a fear thing.
A fear thing.
And it's also like,
oh God, I might not be reelected. Thing.
Part of it, But here in Oklahoma,
what are they going to campaign on if we get rid of abortion?
Right.
You know.
Well, it's a fundraiser, and they're busy bound down to the Supreme Court. They hide behind the court, saying, we can't defy Roe v. Wade. We can't defy the Supreme Court. We must do what they say. And so
Texas is doing really well. That's what I've been reading about abolishing abortion.
Well, all that they've done in Texas is they've made it free. Texas, if a person in Texas, now the women know, hey, I need to find out before the heartbeat.
Right.
And the bill there relies on the abortionist to be honest about that, first of all. And there's no legal enforcement for that. It relies on a private citizen to file suit, which they can't do against the mother. Or they can only file suit against someone else, like if I drove someone. So what it's done is it's made them raise all kinds of money in the pro-abortion camp to where everybody in Texas gets free abortions now. Either they go to their clinics in the period of time when it's legal, or they're doing them illegally there. Nobody's
of course.
and they get it for free, or they come. I was actually at the Tulsa Women's Clinic this morning. We have tons of cars from Texas right now, every day, and they are paying their transportation, their lodging if they have to stay overnight.
See, I support the stores. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I know what that
Okay,
is.
they give the free ultrasounds, and helps change their mind, tell me I'm doing the right
if you can
thing.
get them to go in there,
Right.
At the Tulsa Women's Clinic, there is.
Well, I support them because they buy more vans and they're trying to update all their equipment from what they say.
Find out.
Tell me I'm doing the right thing.
Find out.
I would kind of, well, for one thing, I know of a van that where they came out one time. They're like, oh, yes, we're going to start coming out all the time. They never come out anymore. There is an ultrasound clinic down the street from Tulsa Women's Clinic.
Okay.
Find out their stance on a couple things.
Yeah.
Find out where they stand on abolishing abortion.
Yeah.
And where they stand on when abortion is criminalized as murder, when it is criminalized, where they stand on punishing the murderers, the moms, where they stand on that. Most pro-life organizations, they oppose they view every mom as a victim. And even the moms that that go in with middle fingers blazing, I know I'll murder my baby, I don't care. Rejects all help, hard-hearted. They see her as a victim, and
that's pathetic.
It is, and that's but most pro-life groups, that's one of the reasons they give, and the politicians in there, that's one of the reasons they give. Why they gave in Texas, Senator Jeff Leach, I think that was his primary reason for killing the abolition bill in Texas, was he did not want to punish the moms for murdering their babies. Now, and we're not saying before it's criminalized, throw all women and moms in jail. We're saying once it's criminalized, and it's established in law that this is murder, if you do it, you'll be punished.
Right.
Then you punish them, just as we punish.
Yeah, it's not retroactive.
Just as we punish those who commit murder now of born people.
Right.
But the pro-life groups and the so-called pro-life politicians, they fight that tooth and nail, and that is one of the reasons why they refuse to pass an abolition bill, because they don't want to punish the murderers.
What's interesting to me, let's say you're pregnant, okay? Let's say you're 9 months pregnant, you're about to deliver any day. I walk up to you, I kill your unborn, I get 2 counts of murder. Explain that to me, because that makes no sense. But they don't care if she goes and kills it right before it's born.
Right.
Like when I was 6 months pregnant, that's my son.
Oh, okay.
He was supposed to be born with spinal bifida and all kinds of messed up stuff.
He's okay.
He just born rotten. And
we all are.
I had 2 physicians, Dr. Jung and Dr. Brown. They don't even work together anymore. Dr. Jung is absolutely pro-life, absolutely no reason to ever do that. Dr. Brown is whatever, I couldn't deal with that, so I always let Dr. Jung take care of me. Well, I went in for a test, and they're like, oh, your AFP test came out really elevated. I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? I'm 6 months pregnant, what are you telling me? Well, you may want to terminate. I was like, click.
Yeah.
Don't call me to ask me that. Don't say that to me. And then, Dr. John calls me and says, what did they say to you? I'm like, not worried about it because I didn't listen. I hung up. Oh, God, you're not going to. I said, you know me better than that. Are you kidding me? No. He was just more mean. That's it.
Some of these doctors are so pro-abortion.
It's almost like blowing your nose. They don't care.
I talked to a woman at the women's clinic one time, and she's like, well, my doctor said I really need to do this, that this is going to be, and I said, well, she looked healthy.
Time to find a new doctor.
And I said, well, do you have a disease or something? What's wrong with you? Because he was saying she needed to do for her. And she was like, well, it's because of my age. And I'm like, how old are you? 42. I mean, they're just going to tell you.
Time to find a new doctor.
You're 42. You're too old.
Yeah, are you healthy? You're fine.
Yeah, but even if she was, we can't kill people.
This, I don't want to bog you down, but this goes further into explaining.
I can't look at these pictures though, man.
This one doesn't have. This doesn't have anything.
They make me sick.
And that's a healthy response. We should all get angry, but this. Let me show you real quick. This goes further into explaining what pro-life Republicans have been doing to kill these abolition bills.
Yeah, I want to read that.
And there's a section. There's a section in here. Let's see.
So how did President Trump? I even remember him saying that he wanted to punish women that aborted their children.
Well, he said that, but then he got back on the reservation when the pro-life groups went after him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He retired.
And he fully funded Planned Parenthood in his omnibus bill that he signed.
More funding than they ever received before that.
Yeah.
They received a record amount of tax dollars that Planned Parenthood received. They murdered a record number of babies when he was in office, like for so yeah.
I know it's eye-opening. When you watch that documentary, you'll understand.
Oh, I want to show it to you real quick.
Okay.
This? Yeah, this shows you.
This one here?
Inside here.
Oh, okay.
This goes into the difference, and it's a vast difference between a pro-life bill and an abolition bill, and.
Do tell me a lot of kids from out here are supporting you.
There you go.
They mostly are. This first time I've been out here, but they're mostly really mean to these guys.
So see all the differences there. That will tell you what you need to know why abortion continues in America and Oklahoma.
This group here that puts these things out, it's called Free the States. They've taken their cues from the abolitionists of slavery. What did they do that was wrong, and then what did they finally do right that finally brought about the end of slavery? Mm-hmm. And so we really need to look back at this history, but not only that. Our main focus is, what does the Bible say, right? And the Bible says that God hates unequal weights and measures, right? He hates
those who hurt a child will have a thing tied around their neck
too.
and be thrown.
Read Leviticus chapter 20.
Read Leviticus 20, yes. But he hates it whenever we show partiality. So, in other words, if they
cut the branch.
That's what we're doing. We're showing partiality to the murderers.
Right.
The Texas law, so-called law, for the mom that murders her babies, she gets a pass. No. The abortionist gets a $10,000 fine if he's caught. If he's caught.
And actually, it isn't even caught, because the cops cannot enforce the Texas law.
Private citizens.
A private citizen has to say, "Hey, I think that abortionist did an abortion after." Heartbeat or whatever, like they're going to know that and be able to prove it. And so really nobody's ever going to get punished.
Well, can't they look at a baby? Don't call it a fetus, please. Can't they look at a baby and tell how big it is?
They can if they want to.
Yeah.
I mean,
but there's no one enforcing it.
The child had a heartbeat, it's past 8 weeks.
Yeah, they're relying on the abortionist to be honest and to do all this paperwork.
Relying on a murderer to be honest.
And then
even
if they're not honest, you're relying on private citizens to say, okay, I'm going to take my time and possibly my money and go file suit against this guy.
Right.
So the state is so cowardly. The governor is so much of a coward that they won't even do their job. They won't even bear the sword as the book of Romans
they're saying,
says to do.
This is wrong, this is murder, but we're not going to do anything about it, but we'll give you guys the ability to do something.
That's how much of a coward they are.
And how many times would a doctor have to get sued for $10,000 before they'd stop? That's nothing.
But I also want to point out, a lot of Christians don't know this. If you look at Roe v. Wade, footnote 54, the author of Roe v. Wade, Harry Blackman, he actually, he authored it. He was very pro-abortion, obviously. Mm-hmm. He noted the inconsistency of the Texas law. They were saying that the unborn child's a person. Right. He was saying if the fetus is a person, as you say it is, then why is there no punishment for the mom? Because before Roe v. Wade, Texas law did not punish moms for murdering their babies, and the abortionist got, I believe, 5 to 7 years. That was it. And Harry Blackman saw that, and he's saying, why the inconsistency?
Right.
And he used that as part of the reason to bring abortion to America.
Yep.
And that's what the pro-life movement is doing. They're doing what Harry Blackman saw the inconsistency of. Right. We're still showing partiality 49 years later by giving a pass to all moms who murder their babies, and the abortionist who murders a baby if he's caught, slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
And there was a Right to Life leader who said, I think this is back in the 70s or 80s, he said on the radio, a Right to Life leader that said that there should be no penalties for the moms. You know what the penalty he said should be for the abortionist?
Oh.
For the first baby he murders, he should get a ticket, basically a traffic ticket.
Yeah.
No prison time until the third.
By partiality. Like, if the same rules should apply if I murder you as if I murder...
Absolutely.
Right. It shouldn't depend on your race, your gender, your age, your stage of development. And our laws purposely discriminate against people.
How would you like it if someone came over here and took an axe and cut you to pieces, and an officer gave him a traffic ticket?
Right, exactly.
Said, no, you just pay this off and you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
How would you like that?
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing to babies in the womb.
Oh, yeah.
Get you a traffic ticket. No prison time until the third baby he murders. That's the pro-life movement for you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, examine these pro-life laws. So many people think these are, Christians think that these are good. No, they're actually evil. They're wicked.
Kept abortion around for almost 50 years now, since Roe v. Wade. We're just kicking it down the road. They will give politicians...
Even before that, they went to butcher shops that have it done there.
Well, I know, but the pro-life industry now will give politicians... They have what they call Rose Day here in Oklahoma, but they'll give them awards for being pro-life because they passed a bill that you have to make the hallways wider in the
I'm sorry, let me see that booklet again.
God almighty. I'm sorry, I have to get back to work.
Okay.
Which one?
Let me show you real quick before you go back to work.
And look up Free the States. They put this out.
I'll read everything.
This, I believe in here, this page or this one, it talks about how... It talks about, both in Texas and Oklahoma, those who have killed abolition bills, the same year they've been awarded pro-life awards, like Courageous Defender of Life awards, the same year that they killed the abolition bill. The pro-life groups are rewarding them.
And then if you're like a senator in Oklahoma and you support the abolition bills, the pro-life groups will say, don't vote for that guy. We give him a 0 rating for being pro-life.
And I'm from Kansas. In Kansas, I was told they're doing a call to value them both amendment, which is more pro-life rubbish, an amendment that would put murder in the Kansas Constitution, literally. And I was told they're trying to pass we're trying to get an abolition bill passed, and we were told that any of those in the legislature that wants to get behind and support the abolition bill, they're being threatened with being primaried if they do that rather than supporting the pro-life amendment. They're being threatened in their position. If you support the abolition bill that will abolish abortion, we're going to come after you. We're going to primary you. You get behind the value them both amendment, which doesn't really do anything other than put murder in the Kansas Constitution, regulating baby murder. And that's what they're pushing in Kansas, regulation of murder. It makes me sick to my stomach that Christians are pushing this.
If you have any questions on that thing that I gave you with the documentary, there's a...
Sorry, you just kind of laughed at yourself. I hate people like that. I'm sorry, I shouldn't hate, but it's bad.
I see it all the time.
I can't stand it.
Well, yeah, that's...
I want to smack them. I shouldn't be standing here.
We should all be... Those. Yeah, we should... I mean, how can you laugh at a murdered baby?
I don't know.
It probably demonstrates they were never taken behind a woodshed growing up, right?
See, thank you. Yeah, I have been.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm absolutely all about that, yeah.
If you have any questions after you read this and watch that documentary and you want to get involved, the Free the States, well, it's got their website there.
Okay.
Or on the documentary, it's called Rescue Those, and they have a website.
Okay.
And
now, this is something I can support, right? And I won't have to feel...
What's
yes,
that?
you can. They always could use money.
Well, yeah,
could always use money.
Research it to make sure that it's something you want to support. Yeah. What I would encourage you as a Christian and to a fellow Christian is, please remind me your name.
Susie.
Miss Susie. Miss Susie, I think all of us would encourage you to seriously consider dropping any support to any pro-life group. That if they oppose abolition, drop the support. Don't give them another cent.
Okay.
Because if we support any more pro-life groups, the pro-life efforts. Well, a lot of us.
Not doing any good.
Well, it's actually furthering this Holocaust.
No,
a lot of people don't know that.
Absolute dog puke.
Well, you did. If those who don't know, you didn't. You didn't know. I mean, I didn't used to know this. Miss Tammy didn't used to know. None of us did. We had to learn. I've given money to pro-life efforts before, and I regret it. I've given my, time, efforts, body to it. Broken body to it.
If you want to give some money to maybe somebody that chose life, and you want to buy some diapers or whatever, you could reach out to Rescue Those and say, I'd like to send you some money.
And that's in here, Rescue Those?
It's in that one with the documentary.
Okay, I'll read every bit of it.
And you could do that. That's a worthy thing to do also.
I'll do that.
So.
And if you want to reach out, like myself, I'm on Facebook and YouTube. I have a YouTube channel.
Is your name in here?
Mine isn't. That's why I'm saying I'm on YouTube and Facebook. I have a YouTube channel. I can write down for you.
Yeah.
You got a pen?
If you got a.
Let me look and see if I do. I don't always. I think I would.
But there are many abolitionists in the state.
Wait.
You have a lot of support in the state. Those who are seeking to abolish abortion.
That'll work.
You can get it to work.
What is your?
Nicholas Heald, NICH. Or maybe right inside. It might be easier. It might be easier.
Right on something that's white.
Something that's white.
Yeah, that's readable.
LAUS?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. And Heald, HEALD. And
It's LAS, not US, right?
Oh, there's no U?
Yeah.
Oh no, just LAS.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm on Facebook and YouTube and
I'll rewrite this with a pen. HEALD.
HEALD.
Okay.
So I mean, if you have more questions, you can reach out to me on there through Facebook or YouTube. What's your last name?
My last name is Slate.
Miss Susie Slate.
Yep.
Yeah, that you can reach out to me on either, and I post a lot. And but this will get you started on.
Who not to support?
Who not to support, and like those who are actually working to abolish abortion.
Useful things that you can do, like come to Abolition Day next year at the Oklahoma State Capitol.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's something you can hand out to people. That's for you to read, to look at. But here's something for you to kind of get you started.
Okay.
Some drop cards.
Okay.
That basically tells people that the state of Oklahoma and other states have defied the feds. We have dispensaries, places you can get pot in this country, in this state. I drive by them all the time now. But the federal law says you can't do that. You can't possess weed. You can't smoke it. You can't distribute it. You can't sell it.
But we tell the feds go pound sand. But we won't tell them that about baby murder.
Right.
We tell them that on many other things, but we won't do it to abolish abortion. And so that's what that drop card, and it's also in this booklet that says we'll defy the feds on all these things, but we won't defy the feds. We won't defy the Supreme Court to protect babies.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, why? Why is that?
So these politicians, you cannot trust them at face value, but this will open your eyes to a lot of stuff. And you'll see a former senator in the documentary, Joseph Silk. If you have a church, he'll come to your church and tell you how to talk to politicians about stuff like this.
He has an organization called Liberty Rising.
Liberty Rising. Okay. Yeah.
And
but all this is like in the documentary and stuff. And
I'll watch it. I'll watch all of it. Absolutely.
And feel free to reach out to me. And let me know what if you have any questions at what you think.
I will. I'll send you a friend request.
If you want to join,
once you send him a request, I'll get. Okay. You send it to me. You send her stuff to me. Okay.
Miss Susie Slate.
Miss Susie Slate. I'll try to.
If you want to,
on mine it'll say Autumn Wolf. Don't get into the argument about my father and my grandfather. So just let that be.
Susie with a Z or an S.
Z-I.
But if you want to, whatever, I'm not sure your work schedule, but if you want to and are able to join us on the streets,
sure,
we're going to be back here again. I'm not sure.
Do I get to smack somebody if they laugh or something? Dang.
I'd say refrain.
The police aren't usually friendly to us.
I figured as much because they're jerks.
But if
Trust
we
me,
go,
if I could have smacked someone, it would have been this morning. And the person tried to run us over, and I got a little bit unchristian-like, but
it happens.
Well, even Jesus, his people carried swords, so there you go. I have to get back to work.
Susie, you've been a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
A person with a conscience, with a tender heart. Thank you, Miss Susie.